Well, obviously, big week. Had a great chance to watch the game come back. Obviously wasn't a good day. We got out coach, outplayed, turned the ball over. Against a good team, can't do that. And the film was pretty much what I thought it was going to be. And we turned the page and we got a big one coming in. Great offense, great defense. They played Texas A&M, Maryland, Iowa, Buffalo. So they've played a lot of great competition. And they played well. So we got a huge challenge. The guys have had a great 2 days of practice, and we're ready to get back out there.
Hey, Tim, thanks for taking time to talk with us today. To start out, can you give us an injury update on Bryce and Garner, who missed last week's game?
He's day to day. That's what I'm being told. They literally, they're testing his strength every day. He's moving around great. He's been in practice the last 2 weeks. It's a day-by-day decision, and when he turns the corner, he's ready. We want him back, but I'm hoping. Originally when he went down, we thought it was going to be MAC play. Will he be back? And it's taking a little bit longer than I know he's frustrated, and should be soon. Hopefully sooner than later.
Now that you've had some time to look at the film, what did you think of the turnovers? And is it an issue that you think is going to be not too hard to fix the rest of the way?
Yeah, it's just ball security in the pocket. One guy really. He put the ball. I think Caleb put the ball on the ground 4 times. All in scrambles, all when he was trying to make a play instead of throwing it away, running. Things that you learn the more you play the position. And shoot, the interceptions. One went through our guy's hands, and one he got hit as he threw it. So I don't know if he even threw one where he threw it and they took it away from him where he wanted to. So, but yeah, ball security is a big thing. We do it every week. We've actually obviously done a really good job on it all year. And shoot in one quarter, third quarter, and in the fourth too. But in the third quarter, it reared its head, and we've been working on it and focusing on it and trying to get back to just doing what we normally do. Taking care of the ball. We were one of the best in the country at that till last Saturday. So our guys have worked really hard, and we're going to take care of the ball this week.
You haven't seen Dustin Crumb since 2017 when he was a backup for Kent State. Do you remember much of him from that game, and what kind of challenges does he present?
I don't remember from that game. I just remember him from watching crossover film for the last 4 or 5 years. He presents every challenge. I'm trying to think what he does. What's not a challenge, because he can throw it. And he can run it, and he breaks tackles. It's not like he's easy to bring down. Some of those really fast runners are easy to tackle. He's not easy to tackle either. So I think his combination of being able to run the ball and throw the ball, make reads, do that all at a lightning fast pace is impressive. It's why he's ranked as one of the better guys in the country, and huge challenge for our defense this week. And they have fast guys. They go fast, but they have fast guys. And so you got to tackle in space and run to the ball and get lined up, and communicate. And so we've been working really hard at it this week. That we've been trying to go light speed, warp speed, like everyone does when they play a team like this or an offense like this. And I think the guys are excited for the opportunity.
Can you talk about just how you can try to help your defense prepare against a team that moves as fast as they do?
Yeah, we've talked to multiple people about it. There's multiple ways we do it. I think the main way most people do it is 2 huddles. So we've been sending our 2 offense, who normally spends time on our side of the field. They still come and get their normal reps they normally get, but they go down with the scout team. So we have 2 huddles. So as soon as one play's done with one, the next huddle's already broke. So you can really run a lot of plays. I think in 8 minutes they ran 24 plays the other day, where it's just coming light speed. And then there's a couple other ways you can slow it down but still create that, you have the defense turn their backs to the offense, and you have your signaler on the end zone line where they turn. So you wait for the offense to get lined up, give them the signal, and they turn and they're already lined up, and you run and you snap the ball, and I think we give them 5 seconds, to get the signal, turn around, get lined up, and run it. So that one's not as physically demanding. You want to That's my opinion now. You want to prepare them for the logistical issues we're going to face, but you also don't want to get them tired. A lot of people crush their guys this week because they're going so fast. So when you do the turn the back thing, it slows the pace down. They're still getting the, hey, we got to line up, communicate, and execute, because they're still schematically sound, and they still make you, make your checks and get in crazy formations with crazy splits, and you just have to do it all really fast. So our guys they've really, so far, they've owned it and they've enjoyed it, and the practices have been really good. So, Saturday could be a different thing. You try to go so fast that Saturday feels slower, I think that might be hard to do. But our guys are excited about the opportunity.
When you face a team that moves like that and can break off big plays, it seems like it might put some pressure on your offense to feel like they have to match that. Are you concerned at all that, there might be some, for lack of a better term, maybe hero ball going on where the offense feels like they have to make a play?
Yeah, I just think, the biggest thing when teams normally play an offense like they're trying to hold the ball, we are an offense that controls the ball anyway. We don't have to do anything different than we normally do. So maybe that behooves us here, because this is running our offense has led to us having ball control a lot, even this weekend. We had that. So that's a plus for us offensively, is we just got to do what we do, but I think teams that do score fast, that they're thinking, oh my God, we have to score and we have to hold the ball and we got to try to win the time of possession, and it would definitely change their mindset going into the game, which our mindset needs to stay the same to put us in the best chance to compete against this team. So that's a positive for us.
You talk about how explosive Kent State can be. Ball State averaged just over 20 yards per completion against you last Saturday. How do you get those chunk plays more under control?
Well, there's three big ones. Four, but three big ones that I think of that weren't contested. When they beat us on a switch route and the guy threw a great ball, and that's going to happen in man coverage when you're playing man coverage. We had a miscommunication on one where a guy was free, and we had a misexecution on one where a guy was free. We just got to execute better, or those wouldn't have been freebies, And then there's one time that Delano got beat across his face, on the over route down by the end zone. So, that's the biggest thing, is limit the big plays into one big chunk play and make them make contested catches. That's where I think a lot of people are different. The coaches look at things differently than the casual fan. Like when it's a one-on-one jump ball and a guy makes a great play, it's a great play. It's like you were there. Like make them do that 15, 20 times and we'll win the game. We have to get rid of the wide open ones, and those, we had some communication issues on the one, and then the very first play of the game, we just didn't execute, where Bryson normally plays, Myrtle didn't play right, so, we got to get rid of those, and it's going to be fast, so we have to communicate, and we've communicated well all year, and we had some mistakes, and we got to own them, and we got to make sure that the kids know them. The things we got beat in this past weekend were not new calls. They were our base calls. We just got to be better and more dialed in and be better with our details.
Your running game didn't have any back average more than 4 yards a carry. Ellaby got sacked 4 times along with the fumbles, the interceptions. What did you think of your offensive line Saturday, and how do you improve that this week?
Well, I thought we ran the ball well. They did a good job early on. For 3 quarters, we're winning. And I know they were frustrated. We made the field goals, but we didn't finish a couple drives with touchdowns. We had one guy open that we threw, and the DN tipped it. We put the O-line in a tough situation when we got down by 2 scores late in the game. They were teeing off on us. And that's not something, we don't get ourselves into that situation too often. Where we're having to throw it all over the yard, and so it was tough on them. The run game wise, I thought they did a great job, but the biggest thing is turnovers. We still outgained them, when it comes to yards. I don't know, only by a yard, but you wouldn't have thought that, But so we did a good job. We want to be efficient and take care of the ball, and we were efficient. Didn't take care of the ball, and late in the game, we had to get aggressive to get back in the game. And if that meant we were going to lose by 50 to try to put us in the best situation to win, I'm not going to just try to make it a closer game and run the ball out with 9 minutes left. We were going to go try to get back into this thing, you know, no different than Toledo last year. We're coming back. We're trying to win the game, you know, and we have the ability, if things go well, to get back. We didn't. You know, we put Caleb in some tough spots for a guy that's been playing for about a year and a half, you know, and it was a good learning experience for him. I mean, it was tough loss. He made some mistakes, you know, and man, I remember those games, and they're miserable, you know, and it'll be a great part of his progression and learning, because he'll be in these situations again, and he'll have to respond, and hopefully respond. He will respond better next time.
So you played Buffalo 2 weeks ago. Kent State's now played Buffalo. Do you put any weight on common opponents, especially in film study, or treat it as just another game?
No, I think you can look at, you know, some O-line, D-line play and some speed and the size, you know, when you have a common opponent, which is kind of nice, you know, and it doesn't happen a lot when you play a team from the East. You know, it just happened to work out this year, you know, and they had a heck of a game. I mean, Kent got up big, and then Buffalo came back, took the lead late. I think it was late in the third quarter they had the lead, and then Buffalo got down inside the red zone twice, only down 3, and they missed 2 field goals late, and it was a great MAC football game. Came down to the wire, you know, and much like ours did against Buffalo. So yeah, I mean, I think that's the only thing you really get out of that is just, you know, how big are they, how fast are they, because you never put eyes on them before, and that can give you a little bit of an idea of what's coming.
You've done the like walk down from Heritage Hall to the stadium about 3 times now.
Mm-hmm.
How does that sort of get the team mentally ready for the game?
Well, it's good. It's been a really, our guys really enjoy it. They I forget, I don't even know what the name of it is. Caleb called it the Waldo Walk, so we now call it the Waldo Walk in this building, you know, and so it's great because we're up there. It's the first time we've ever done our pregame meals up there, you know, and so it worked out really well. We don't know what lots are the tailgate lots. We don't know what's going on before the games. We're normally in a room, so it's kind of neat for our guys to be up there in one of the most beautiful rooms on campus, view of downtown, have our pregame meal, watch our hit tape. We were going to walk anyway, so the fact that the tailgate, the band comes out, and the support's great, and our guys have really taken a liking to it, you know, and it's been good. We're only 3 in, but it's been good so far.
Coach, you're still looking for explosive plays. You've had a few, maybe not as many as in the past. Is that something you work on, or something you can point to and get better at, maybe?
Yeah, you know, you got to put the guys in the right situations. We got to do a better job of creating them. You know, we had a couple dialed up that I thought were ready to go. We didn't really get to them in the game. We never really were on the correct hash to run the one I really wanted to run, because it was a left hash play at a certain yard line, and we were always on the right hash when we were at that area of the field. But yeah, we have to take our shots. I thought Jalen Hall got in there and made some plays, which was huge. We tried to throw some down the field late. We did have a couple opportunities, you know, that we gotta pull the trigger, you know. So, you know, some of that's on the quarterback. We can. There's multiple ways to do it. Last year it was just run a base play and throw it to one, and an explosive play was created because one was pretty special after the catch, you know. So yeah, we have to do a better job of finding ways to get our guys some big plays, and that's really, we spent a lot of time the last couple of weeks trying to manufacture that, and you just got to find the right time to do it, because you don't want to put yourself behind the sticks. We're such a good team at grinding out first downs. You know, you got to pick and choose your times, and so we got to do a better job of that this week as coaches, is to put our guys in those situations.
You also have one of those classic matchups this week. Your defense is ranked number 1 in the league. Their offense is ranked number 1 in the league. I think that's kind of an interesting stat to look at going into this one.
Yeah, no question. You know, it's defense has been playing well for the most part, you know, and so but this is going to be their biggest challenge, really. You know, I think 2 of their receivers, I think, are electric, you know, and obviously they have a guy that can get them the ball, much like last week, you know, but they're going to do it in a different way. It's not going to be under center, tight ends, fullback. You know, it's going to be spread them out, 3 receivers outside the numbers, and they're going to try to spread us out and make us run. And that should be, one thing I think this defense can do is run. Hopefully that helps us on Saturday, because that's where they put your linebackers in some spots where they got to cover a guy on the numbers and they got to come help out on the quarterback runs. So it makes it tough. And having AJ out there and having Zaire out there and Seelig, we do have some guys that run fairly well, and so that should help us, in trying to slow them down. You're not going to stop this offense. We played this offense. We played Syracuse here. You guys were all there. It was this is it. He was the offensive coordinator there, and now he's there. They run the exact same stuff, and they're good at it. They got the right trigger man, like Syracuse did when they had Eric Dungy, and so we've seen it before, and it's tough to stop. We pick and choose our times and get them into third downs if we can, and try to get them off the field, because whether they score or whether you stop them, it'll be over in about 45 seconds. Whether they score or you stop them, you're going to be getting an offensive rhythm is not all that hard when you're going to be out there in 45 seconds after a possession. You're going back out in 2 seconds. So we just talk through all those things so they know what's going to happen on Saturday and nothing catches them off guard.
How do you go about substituting on defense when they're moving so fast and getting ready to run a play? Do you have the time to rotate guys in there, or you just have to go?
You got to go with your guys. You really do. I mean, if they change, you can change. If they, sometimes when they get a first down, you have a chance to change, because the clock's going to stop until they set the chains. But for the most part, you got to let them go. That's one of the few times you really enjoyed TV timeouts. 3 in the first, 4 in the second, 3 in the third, 4 in the fourth. Yeah, those are good, just to get your guys a break. But they want you to get a certain defensive unit out there and get them stuck, and they want to keep going. And you see teams doing it all the time, and this is what they focus on. And so, yeah, it's hard. Our guys, when we can rotate, the officials, I think, do a great job. As soon as they rotate, the official will come over the ball, and as soon as they change a guy, the officials have to give us plenty of time to change a guy. The hard part is when, they run so many go balls, the guy will run a go ball and run out of bounds, and then someone else comes on, and hopefully the officials see that, because if we see it, we'll change, and we could get caught, and it's a tough day for the officials to see all that too. They got to make sure they're seeing it, And what happens, that's all the little stuff. We got it. The game is not going to come down to their speed. It's going to come down to the execution. We have to make sure that we make the point of this is what they do. This is what we got to do. And if they get us once or twice, they get us once or twice. But it's still the score of the game at the end is going to come down to the team that executes better. And so the speed's not going to beat you. It's going to be tackling and running to the ball and getting lined up, and that's the key to the game.
And you did get a valuable defensive player back. A.J. Thomas played last week and had 9 tackles to lead you.
Yeah, he did a great job, and he was a kind of an emergency guy, who we ended up having to put in there, and he did a great job. I think he gained confidence as he played. He was kind of favoring it early on, not because it hurt. He just was favoring it because he was nervous about tackling. And then obviously he had tons of tackles, and he played 3 different positions on Saturday. He played the boundary safety, the field safety, and the Sam. Now, he's not going to be able to do that this week against this team. But the fact that he has the ability to play 3, he hasn't played in 3 weeks and went in there and helped us at boundary safety, and then helped us at field safety, and then helped us at Sam some was pretty impressive. And I thought he played pretty well, and it's happy to have him back in the fold, especially against a team like this, because he's a guy that runs like a safety. He runs like a DB but can play linebacker, which is great for us.
As an alum yourself, just real quick, what does the homecoming game mean to you personally? What does it mean to the program and the university as a whole?
Well, it's huge. Obviously, homecoming is the one. It gives everyone a reason. I believe that. Everywhere you go, everyone wants to come back. Everyone has the flags up in their basements, or in front of their houses, and they are proud to be Broncos. And they're planning, but they're busy. And they have kids, and they have a life going on. And Homecoming seems to be the one time everyone circles that one as the one. You know, like I'm going to go back to town. I'm going to get a hotel and bring my family and bring the kids. And for me, it's always a crazy weekend because I'm an alum. So the amount of friends that are in town that all want to say hi, you know, this is the weekend that people choose a lot of the time to come back and celebrate together. So I'm excited to see them all, you know, some old faces, have them bring their kids, you know, to a game. And so it'll be an exciting weekend.